Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Just Enough Heshy show. We're going to have a great show tonight. We've changed the format a little bit. First of all, Sawyer changed her hair. She looks delicious. Hello, Sawyer.
I didn't change my hair.
It looks different to me.
Hi, everybody. Great to be here.
Well, you look pretty again.
Yeah.
But how are you? How was your week?
I still don't get, the salary raise that I asked for. So,
No, you did get a salary raise.
Got 100% raise.
Wow, she never stops, Sawyer. Anyways, Sawyer, welcome back. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
And of course, you know who's sitting next to me? My wonderful favorite, handsome, good-looking, intelligent lawyer who finally got my case dismissed, Ezra Levy.
Yay.
Thank you, Ezra.
Glad to
And
help
he was
you.
very good. And I want you to know, Ezra helped me a lot this week. You know that?
You could use a lot. No.
I gave you the clue. That was hello, Sawyer. That was the cue to do your
tell
part.
you could use a lot of help.
No, she's not. Didn't we practice before
we
the
did,
show
but,
with Sawyer? She doesn't know what she's supposed to say.
Oh, I know who helped you, though.
Who helped me?
Richie Taylor. Taylor helped you. There was a kid that was arrested, and he advised you on how to get him so this poor kid wouldn't end up getting lost in the system.
That's right. 2:00 in the morning, I get a
2
call.
in the morning.
Heshy, and you know my phone is always on.
And
Heshy,
Richie's always availing himself to
and
the
I
community.
couldn't believe it. And then, of course, Ezra Levy, I swear to you, me and Avon,
Don't
we were
swear.
screaming. Okay, I won't. I could swear. Why can't I swear? I'm going to be a politician.
always
We lie.
swearing.
Anyways, so me and Avon, 2:00 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, I said, we're going to call Ezra. Avon says, you can't call Ezra. I said, I'm telling you, Ezra will pick up on the first ring. And when the first ring rang, he didn't pick up.
The second
But picked
He
up
was
on
waiting for your call.
But you know
Heshy.
what? Not a blink, not a word. Boom, I'm up, Heshy. I'm calling the precinct. I'm going to be there 9:30 in the morning. And Ezra promised me he'd be out. And you know what? Ezra was driving the kid home at 11 o'clock already.
Wow.
Ezra, I am proud of you. And that's why people should you. But not only should you, but you're honorable. And you didn't have a problem picking up a phone. God bless you and,
Thank you.
and everything you do for our community.
You owe my daughter a birthday gift because it was her birthday also.
But you know what? I tried, and I want to
And
tell
you
you
tried.
this.
And you
A
tried.
shout out to the birthday girl.
My little Leia.
Leia. Oh,
Mazel tov.
I have a joke. Leia's in my joke.
Yeah, it's sort of-
Shout outs to Lila Tamar.
Lila Tamar, Mira Nava,
Mira
my
Nava,
granddaughter.
my one and only beautiful Shoshana. Sergeant Peter.
And Sergeant-
Your friend Ellie.
I just want you to know, I texted Sergeant Peter in the middle of the night, and he gave me an answer on how to also what the situation was because the kid
Did
was
he
arrested
answer
by
the phone on the first ring?
He texted me right away back.
Richie answered it on the first ring, didn't he?
No, I texted him. He called me back. Right,
called you right
Richie
away
doesn't
back.
sleep. Yeah, something's wrong with that boy. I don't know. You know why? Yes, I made a joke.
Okay, Heshy.
I made a joke with him. I said, you have like Ezra. I said, you have like 19 children. He says, no, I only have 5 daughters. That's just as bad. Trust me. You know what I mean? 5 daughters. Anyways.
6. It's okay.
I was,
This show
Yes.
has been sponsored by Plaza Auto Leasing. They are not only a leasing company, but also a dealership. You get the best of both worlds. The flexibility to lease or buy any vehicle, make or model, combined with quick service, huge inventory, and easy approvals. There is no finance manager to meet with, just a friendly pal sales representative that can handle most of the transaction from start to finish without you even having to step foot in their office. All you have to do is place your order, and they will even deliver your car right to your door. What are you waiting for? Become a pal and call Plaza Auto Leasing today. You can reach Plaza Auto Leasing at 718-975-9000. That's 718-975-9000. You can also check out their website at www.plazaautoleasing.com. Located at 2750 Nostrand Avenue on the corner of Nostrand Avenue and Avenue N. Call 718-975-9000 and become a pal today. And don't forget to tell them Uncle Heshy sent you.
718-975-9000. By the way, this show is being streamed not only on YouTube and Facebook, it's also Instagram, and we're starting to maybe figure out a way to do TikTok, so we're going to go a little bit further. And I want you to know where I was this week? A lot of you people go to concerts, and I tried to get Ezra to come in because you can be children. They had this big concert, and I didn't think there'd be more than 100 or 200 people with all these old musicians and Jewish music. They made the show, no masks. I didn't even think there'd be food there. The food was, when you paid your fee to come into the concert, they had a buffet nicer than a wedding. And then they had this Hall of Fame Jewish concert with beautiful music and great stage. I made a video from there. I had a great time. They let me go backstage. The only thing
You have a joke to tell
I
us
do
today.
have a joke.
I'd like to hear your
Here's
joke.
my joke. You see, as you can see, people, we changed our format. We're not going to kill you in 30 minutes of commercials, just like because Ezra has like 19 children. children.
Get to the commercial.
I was
I mean,
making
get to
fun of
the
it.
joke already.
Okay, fine. By the way, did I tell you I'm running for state senate? So yes,
Have
lady.
you seen who our president is? You can run for anything you
No, but
like.
I keep losing. I'm hoping I win this one. But I want you to know, I decided today, that not today, but yesterday, the day before, that I am going to run for state senator against Simcha Felder. I'm going to, and I'm going to go district leader against this David Schwartz, who didn't want to give me an egg roll on Sukkot. So let me tell you what this David Schwartz did. And I want you to see how crooked your politicians are. Listen to me, people. You don't understand what these bureaucrats do without your knowledge. Mr. Schwartz knew I was going to run against him. Mr. Schwartz knew I can beat him. So when they redistrict the area, he redistrict our whole Brooklyn neighborhood, Borough Park neighborhood, and he cut out 17th Avenue between 43rd and 44th. You see like a little V shape
I
around
wonder
my block.
why.
And he cut my block out, and everybody's laughing. Heshy Schwartz,
1 second, he cut you out of your own
he
district?
cut me out of it. I swear, I want you to see this on the map.
So
I
I
know
have a question for you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Who did this?
David Schwartz.
Hold on. He doesn't do this without getting approval.
He
so
does.
Why did
He's one of the guys
Hold
who's in
on.
charge.
Hold on a second. Can't you go and oppose it?
Can't, because
Why not?
that's called redistricting, and that's what they do. They could do whatever they want. He made a V and he cut me out.
So can't the community members that were cut out come file a complaint?
Again, the community members are not doing that, and of course, the community board, and you can't do that. You can file a complaint, but you can't do that. He redistricted. He was in charge.
You sure
because
it was just him?
it was him and his little cohorts who they sit down with the other leaders and they pick their districts
Right.
or where they live, and they make. He cut. Isn't it funny? You're right. He didn't do it. Only my block is cut off the district all of a sudden.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
coincidence.
Anyways, I'm
Okie
going to beat
dokie.
him.
Come on, say something
so what
nice.
he
Say
doesn't,
something nice
okay, I will.
about him.
So what he
For
doesn't.
one thing.
So what
Cut
he
him out.
So what he cut me out. So what he doesn't know is that I actually not only do I live on 4316, I have 2 apartments on Ocean Parkway. So I am in the
David,
district.
he moved over two
Right,
blocks.
so he can't do it anyway. So Mr. Schwartz, I'm smarter than you.
Do you know what?
What?
He's going to file to fix it, amend it. And next week, you're going to see an amendment 2 blocks over.
Yeah, I know. What a, anyways, but I'm just trying to tell you that what these bureaucrats can do without permission, and it's unacceptable. And Mr. Lawyer, you people just don't defend it. So anyways, I'm running for state senate. I got my sheets today. I went to pick it up by the printer, and I told the printer, you you owed me some money from before, or whatever. And he says, no, Heshy, he gave you extra sheets. And I'm supposed to only get 1,000 signatures for state senator. I'm going for 3,000. So people, come out when you see me. I'm going to try to get people. I'm going to be out there with Brian Robinson. Also, you know that boy running for Democrat? I went to his party this week. He made a party in downtown Manhattan. Very nice party. I met his beautiful wife. His father's cool. His mother's cool. His good friends. I'm telling you, we could beat Nadler. We could beat Nadler. The people don't like Nadler. We should get rid of Nadler. Make a change. Guys, go to the polls. Don't be a funny this year. Let's make a change. My district, by the way, is Borough Park, Flatbush, a little bit Male Basin, not Sheepshead Bay, and a little not Brighton Beach, and a little bit of Sheepshead Bay. Can I make fun of Ina?
No,
Why?
because she's working really hard.
Ina Venikova, she's the councilwoman.
That's what actually I ran into Izzy today. He says hello.
Oh, yeah? So I texted Ina to come on my show. She's too busy. So my problem is if she's so busy, she got up in the city council. There was a video. I'm just going to repeat it to you. She got up in the city council where there's billions of dollars in budgets, issues with our city, and she got up to say Ukraine is being bombarded and blah, blah, blah. Well, listen, we have problems in the city. City council, don't deal with world politics.
She's not, first of all, it's not world politics because her constituents have family there.
Well, it's the Russian.
I
not
made
true.
a very
No,
valid point.
I disagree. You didn't make a
Don't
valid point.
argue with
You
me.
didn't make a valid point.
I made a very valid-
She has a lot of Russians and a lot of Ukrainians.
Right, so the Russians are
And it's
fighting
their
the
family.
Ukrainians.
No, but their families there.
This was not popular in Russia, my friend. It's not popular in Russia. It's not popular among the Russian population.
So can I give you...
Somebody's wishing you, Ezra, and you, Heshy, a Chodesh Tov. A
Chodesh
shout out to
Tov.
Yehuda Zev.
But may I tell you my take on the Russian-Ukrainian war? And don't
Your
get
take-
angry
your
at me.
take? I'm
Here's my
gonna
take.
get
Your take.
angry at
What's-
you.
Why are we defending Ukraine?
We're not defending
I'm-
Ukraine.
I-
Oh, don't wait a second.
Wait. Russia never came after my mask mandates. Never
I don't
raised
know.
my
I blame
gases.
Biden for everything.
But it's not even Biden. I just
It's
want you,
Biden.
You know,
This wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for
Can
Biden.
I tell you a story? What
I'd
happened
be very
to me?
careful. I'd be careful, very careful taking Russia's side on anything.
No.
I can understand wanting to stay out of it. I do agree with that policy.
But how
should
can we
be
stay out of it? But I want you to know,
We should be
Russia.
active. We
I'm
should be
against
active.
war, period.
One minute.
We should be sending soldiers. We
Hold
should
on,
be
the
sending
whole
soldiers.
world
People
gave.
are dying. People are being maimed. People are being hurt. People are suffering.
One minute,
and I feel sorry for whoever's suffering.
1 minute. The whole world gave Crimea back to Russia.
No,
Nobody
that's
said-
not true.
Yeah,
That's not true. We had a president who did absolutely nothing when Putin went into Crimea. You knew him very well. His name was Barack Obama. And we had a vice president who was in charge of Ukraine policy at the time, who was now the president of the United States. So it's not that the whole world did give it to him.
He's opening
We
up
just did- they
pipelines
just
in
did
other
nothing.
countries and shutting down our
Yeah,
pipeline.
so-
What a stupid
Yeah, so
president.
it has a lot to do with who the president is at the
An
time.
ignoramus.
But but just to be clear, this isn't America's war. And
Does it make a difference in
Well, it's
America?
very simple.
Well,
America,
well, when there's a war in another country,
Not
we're
really.
affected. We
Because
are affected.
Hold on, this
There's a
Christ,
very,
excuse
there's a very
me,
easy way to
the economy
there's a
is
very
affected.
easy way for America to change what's going on in the battlefield without getting involved.
How?
Open up our pipelines.
Well,
Because 7% of the oil that we get in this country comes from Russia. We don't need that 7%. We could produce more in 1 week than Russia could produce in a year.
Do you remember last year when me and
And it makes us more independent.
Exactly.
Do you remember last year when me and Boomy were joking around when gas was like $1.99 and we said it was going to go to $5? I actually have $4.09 a gallon.
It's $5 in some places.
It's just crazy. And again, predicted right to the button that what Biden didn't. I have no idea why he did this.
Biden didn't do. It was his.
The point being is
Enclave.
you gave Crimea. This could lead to World War III. It could not, but
Well, exactly. It could lead to World War
but
III.
140 United Nations representative walked out on when Russia spoke, and 141 voted that Russia should stop. But sanctions are never going to stop Russia.
Well,
Russia is self-sufficient, and China is going to
Wait,
support everything with Russia.
By the way, Russia is not self-sufficient. This is the biggest misconception is that Russia is a rich country. It's a powerful country. It has a lot of arms. It has a lot of influence dating back to the days of the Soviet Union. But Russia is a very poor country. And without any customers for their natural resources, they can't fund a war.
Wow.
And that's
Okay.
what people
So
fail to
you
realize.
you think Russia will back out and
No,
give up?
I don't think. I actually think Putin's, is an evil genius. So I honestly think he's just a madman.
But there's a second round, by the way.
He's a madman. He's a
there's
madman
sec-
who's willing to lose He's willing to lose Russian people in order for his goal of recreating the Russian Empire.
Well, I want you to know there's a second round of peace talks tomorrow. I hope something works out.
We all do.
Here's my quote because we have to go to the quote. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people just exist. Okay, I just want you to know, and that is my buzzer for our second commercial. But I'm going to, in the meantime, tell you my joke again. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people just exist, and you know, Ezra, I don't just exist. I live, I fight. People are saying, "Oh, you're going to lose again. You're not going to lose. Why are you doing it?" Because I live to fight. I live that life is beautiful, and I know that you have to go out to help people, like you did this week Sunday. You came out of on your white horse with your white hat, and you came to save the day. Again, this is not the first time Ezra has done this for me. Ezra, I'm very proud of you.
The Attorney's Office of Ezra Levy. Ezra, can you tell us that number?
Wow, can you give me a moment for a second? Here's my joke, and Ezra's going to like this joke. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. My wife, Linda's sister, Cindy, made a birthday party for her 6-year-old son, Jonathan, which is my nephew. She invited all the boys and girls from the block and the nursery school. As the party went on, we were sitting in the living room, and I was talking to the little kids, and I asked them, what do you want to do in the future? So little Leia said she wants to be a doctor. I said, cute. Little Motti said he wanted to be a police officer. And this cute little Malky girl said she wanted to be rich and famous, an actress and a model. So then I asked my nephew Jonathan what he wanted to do. He says, I want to marry Malky. Hello.
cute.
Did you even
That's
hear
cute.
the joke? You're
That was
laughing.
actually cute. He's getting better.
That was a good joke.
You're getting better.
I know
It's
that.
2 weeks in a row. It wasn't a
Wow.
total
I enjoyed
bomb.
last week.
With this, you didn't even hear this week.
Actually, the last 2 weeks were decent.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a total bomb anymore.
Can
Right.
you? We're gonna pick up Pat Dixon. He's calling into the show. He's from the crime report. He was on our
He's
show.
from the Crimea.
Right, he's very good, but we're going to pick him up in a second.
Okay.
In the meantime, who is our next
Attorney's Office of Ezra Levy. Can you tell us that number, Ezra?
917-755-1187. Call me anytime. If you could call me earlier in the evening, it's a lot more. It'll be appreciated by
I'm
my
writing
wife.
that
But
number down. What's
emergency
that number again?
917-755-1187. You could call me anytime, day or night.
Actually, you know that number by
And
heart.
I just want you to know I can attest. He picks up the number. And by the way, I've been officially released from my criminal background.
That's correct.
Ezra got me dismissed. I have no criminal. Well, I have a
And
criminal.
all
record.
you have to do now is just stay out of trouble.
No, I don't.
No,
No, I don't. I can get in trouble.
I can get in trouble again.
Yeah, I can get in trouble
I
again.
can get another retainer fee. So that's good.
That's right. Ezra he has those
Climbing
babies.
back in the ring. There are 15.
Ezra has to pay for those babies and those diapers he keeps having and more diapers. Anyways, by the way, Ezra's house is almost finished. No, not even close, Ezra.
Come on,
Ezra's
they already put the primer.
Yeah,
Heshy,
put
were
the
you
primer.
just now at the barber shop?
No, we're not even doing another commercial.
Yes,
right?
we are.
We're not.
But you look so handsome. Did you just
I
get
did-
a haircut?
I did. I happen to have gotten
Who
the
cut your hair?
Burke's Barbershop.
Located at 108 Avenue I. You can reach Burroughs Barbershop at 718-758-5187 or call, text, or WhatsApp Burroughs personally to schedule your appointment at 347-845-9131. That's 347-845-9131. The official singing barber of Heshy Tischler.
Somebody made fun of me. He says, Heshy, your hair is black. I said, yeah, because Baruch cuts out the white. He said, but you don't have any hair. You idiot. Anyway, by the way,
I don't want to tell you if Baruch just cut out the white, what would happen if you didn't, do something else.
I want to ask you something else. Did you see how skinny I am?
You lost weight?
27 pounds.
All
you
right.
6 weeks.
No, you didn't.
I swear. I'm telling you, my pants actually.
up.
I'm not standing up, baby.
We want to see your pants roll
Oh
down.
gosh!
No, we don't.
Linda, when I woke up Linda this morning and she said I'm handsome, I said, okay, it's an everyday thing because we had a fight the night before.
But today I'm handsomer,
She
right?
said, I really believe, you know what happened? We went to a wedding and I told Linda she has to wear lipstick and put her hair down. So when I went over to the lady's side, I saw her hair up and she took off her lipstick teeth. I said, Linda, you're supposed to be a classy chick. No, Heshy, you want around, I only have to show it for you. I said, no, you have to be classy for everybody. And then we had a big fight about this hair thing and the lipstick. And anyways, so this morning I thought she'd be, not nice to me, but she was actually nice to me.
Aw.
Yeah, I don't know why I love her. Anyways, we're gonna take the phone call.
know
Let's
why
pick
she
up the
loves
phone. She does love me.
Sure, she does.
I'll tell you why she loves me. Would
She
you-
has to convince herself
would-
every day by saying, Heshy, you're so handsome.
That's right, but you want to know why she loves me? Today we were driving in
Yeah.
the car home, and she was making me crazy. You know how she's like a crazy driver. She sits in the seat. And she
You
says-
would recognize a crazy driver,
Right.
wouldn't you?
She screams at me every minute. Stop! I said, but the car is 7.
The innuendos are not there.
No, but she
Right
tells
on.
me to stop, and the car is 7 blocks away. I said, Linda, look how far. You're going to hit the car. So anyways, I stopped by a store, and I said, Linda, I need somebody to go buy me cigarettes. And usually she would scream at me, argue at me, and say, where's the money? She didn't say a word. She got out of the car, took money out of her pocketbook.
Wow,
Okay, she took the whole...
she splurged.
She took the whole pocketbook with her, by the way. She didn't trust me. Richie
You
Taylor,
believe her?
Anyways, and she went and bought me a pack of cigarettes for $15. Yeah.
Wow.
So she does love me. Anyways, let's pick up the phone call and talk to Pat. Pat, I can't. You have to push the button.
Nothing's
There's nobody on the screen here. Abraham, he's not even on the screen.
I'm not getting anything on the computer either. So.
Oh gosh, open that door. Let's find out what's going on. Our system is down again. Oh wow.
We're rebooting.
We're rebooting again, so it looks like we're down again. Anyway, so we're going to talk about something else in the meantime. I don't think anybody hears me while I talk, right? Okay, so here's my next thing, Ezra. You know, the Pfizer vaccine, and I'm going to tell, first I want to tell you, mandates
Are
officially, now New Jersey, it's over. New York, it's not over.
It's not in the city. It's not over yet.
Right, in the school
It's
districts.
amazing how it's starting to be over as soon
Right
as
before November.
Russiagate. This
No,
is
no,
something,
no.
No?
It's
Elections.
also it's elections.
It's
That's
elections.
why. So we.
There you go.
Like last year.
Science changes when people's jobs are on the line. Don't
It's
you know
amazing
that?
how,
Only when
how
they're
politics affects the science.
Well, only when politicians' jobs are on the line.
Something new. We were sick already. This pandemic. It's 2 years old. So now we're starting with something new, and we're picking on the. What are we picking on? We're picking on the Russia-Ukraine war, and then he's very smart. This Putin guy, because by collapsing the market, it goes down. He makes $7 billion, $10 billion. Then it goes back up today. It went up 500 points. Yesterday down 600 points. Somebody's making trillions and trillions of dollars.
But it's not, honestly, I don't think it's him because.
No, he's not him.
No, but the ruble went down 20% in one day.
But you know that what went down?
The ruble.
The ruble, yeah, but it doesn't make a difference.
That's his money right now. But
how's the yen?
No. You have to understand something. He's off international. The international banks took his money, froze his account.
Yeah, he froze nothing.
He can't go on SWIFT. The only thing he's left right now is the ruble. And it's down 20%.
Well, all I can tell you is that crime is up almost
1,000%.
Exactly. and can I tell you what happened?
You're
Crime
stealing all those rubles.
But can I tell you alone? Can I tell you alone? In the last 2 days, some people that were here's it. You're gonna love this. 14-year-old student shot near Brooklyn school. Man shot in the chest at Brooklyn subway. This is all Brooklyn. Teen man stabbed on Brooklyn subway platform. Here it gets better. A woman followed home, sexually abused in a lobby, and I can go on with another.
We didn't even get to the big ones last week.
I know
we
that.
have great tourist attractions in Brooklyn. Come on down.
Because
60-year-old,
you will get mugged, raped, pillaged.
60-year-old woman getting off the train in Queens Plaza gets gets pushed down the stairs and then hit over the head with a hammer. I mean, a woman in the Bronx.
They could do whatever they want because they get released 5 seconds later. They don't even get arrested. They get a desk appearance ticket. You think a criminal that's going to shove somebody down the stairs is going to show up for a desk appearance ticket?
Thank you for reminding me. There was this guy. Listen to this. You're going to love this. There's a man. Where is it? I forgot where I put it.
You sure he's a man?
He went to jail for throwing feces at a woman. You heard about this?
He actually did more than just throw. He rubbed it on her face, in the back of her head and her face.
He got arrested again.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but he should have been locked up in the psych ward.
So the man accused of attacking a woman.
Because that's a really crazy thing to do.
The man accused of attacking the woman with human feces inside a Bronx subway station has been re-released from prison again after he was rearrested in connection with an anti-Semitic assault.
Yeah, so he was just the background. He was arraigned yesterday in the Bronx. The district attorney in the Bronx actually asked for $5,000 bail for an offense that a judge had no power to set bail, so the judge had to release I would give
that prisoner. I would give him 3 square meals a day. Do you know what it would comprise of?
And I'm afraid to ask her. So anyway, but the thing is, right after he was released, he was rearrested by NYPD from New York, from Brooklyn.
Oh God!
And they brought it through the system, and that's why he got released again.
Wow.
So this, fine upstanding. Look, as I said,
Do you think the way he smelled had something to do with them releasing him so quickly?
No. He was arrested a few days. No, he was arrested a few days later after this incident. But look, again, we could keep going bail review and. This bail reform, as I said, it was a good idea. It got terribly wrong because of the way it's implemented.
First of all, when the bail reform and all these things were really set up for people that were really just having the book thrown at them and not being given. But when you're talking about somebody who's like literally, they're not at the. They're not at the revolving door. They literally never leave it. They just keep rotating.
We have
no.
He's on the phone. He's on the phone. Pat, are you on the line with us, Pat?
Yes, Heshy, I'm on the line.
Pat, I'm so happy, and we're going to have to interrupt you 5 minutes, but I want to ask you a question, Pat, because you are more knowledgeable than us, and basically, but you also. I have a question for you. We're going to start with Russia and Ukraine. I mean, do you know anything what's going on? I mean, do we pick a side? Is something going on? Is this real? It's not real, or is it just something to leave us alone? What's going on here? I mean,
well, normally, if there's some sort of an incursion, we're all agreed. Everybody knows what's going on. The fact we don't know what's going on makes me suspicious of the whole thing. When you have every voice in the media, plus Stephen King, idiot of idiots that he is, coming out and talking about our duty to go over there and protect the Ukrainians, I take it with a huge grain of salt. And, regardless of what you think about Vladimir Putin and who he killed and what a terrible person he is and stuff, it seems to me like what he wants is pretty reasonable, and I think that everybody in eastern Ukraine basically wants to be Russian anyway. So, why are we getting all worked up?
So we should give him the whole country of Ukraine or Eastern Ukraine?
No, the Eastern Ukraine is one thing, but they have been financing what they call rebels, Russian-backed rebels there. But it's just people in homes who are fighting to, be part of, but like they agree with Russia apparently, and the East and the West in the Ukraine are very, very, very different. And as you know, the main thing is it's not some kind of humanitarian thing that we're doing there. I mean, there's countries where much, much, much worse things are going on. So I know that Europe makes it a bigger deal. I mean, the fact that it's Europe. Well, let's be real. That's a very, very corrupt place, and there's a lot of money for Joe Biden there, and there has been
Ukraine,
for a long time.
You're saying Ukraine is the corrupt place, not the Russia.
No, they're both equally corrupt.
Well, I know that Ukraine. When Joe Biden was the point man for Ukraine back in 2013, 14, all that stuff, we've seen the tape. He demanded that a prosecutor be fired by withholding. He extorted it by withholding $1 billion worth of loan guarantees, and was bragging about it. The prosecutor happened to be investigating his son's energy company, where he's on the board, Burisma. But nobody finds that to be too unusual in the major mainstream media, I guess.
But isn't Ukraine more like even though it's corrupt, we know it's corrupt, but your freedom is better in Ukraine, supposedly.
These are
Russia, everybody, when I hear Russia.
Look, Ukraine is a corrupt democracy and Russia's a phony democracy.
But it's not that, but Russia, you walk around, they can kidnap you and beat you up.
And there's a bunch of thugs in Ukraine also. We're not talking about the bastions of civilization right now. Neither of the country is really that great when it comes to treating its people.
Wow.
Well, hey, what about, is the United States that great at way it treats its people?
No,
and these days we're degenerating so much. I mean, it would be nice if we focused on getting things right in terms of democracy, free speech, and the right to live and find your own happiness and live as an individual in this country first before going over and solving the Ukraine's problem.
But my
100%.
question is, if we send soldiers, now listen to this, we send soldiers to Ukraine to help fight the Russians, don't you think the Russians will declare war on America? Like, hey, you're mixing into my war, I have to declare war on you, and I'm going to send a bomb over to blow you up?
I don't know Putin to be a guy who backs down, but I also don't know Joe Biden to be a guy who steps up.
Right. So we don't have to be worried that he's
we have
soldiers.
look. America has no interest right now to get involved in a war. So things could change depending on how as the closer we get to an election season. So I mean, one thing was, I think all of us, in this conversation, none of us trust the powers that be.
So let me give you an if. What happens? What if Trump was president? This would happen.
It wouldn't have happened.
It wouldn't have happened.
That's not an answer. What
Nope,
happens if it
wouldn't
did
have
happen?
happened.
What would Trump do in the same situation?
What Trump would have done is what he did when he first took over, which was arm Ukraine that it could defend itself, or either put up and defend itself or just fall. He wasn't going to sacrifice American soldiers for it. Which Joe Biden has not said he's sending soldiers yet. I don't think
And
he's close to it.
has he sent weapons and stuff?
He's basically continued to send what Trump has promised. But Zelensky has asked for a lot more. Biden offered to basically get him out of the country, and he said, "I don't need weapons. I don't need a ride. I need weapons." So I don't know if Biden's going to give him anything, but the most America could do is basically finance it so that he could fight his war.
But we're not going to send any soldiers.
To send soldiers at this point is inviting a world war.
Well, Sawyer, I want to ask you a question. The kid that was arrested on the, by the way, Pat, in case you get in trouble, Ezra Levy's a great lawyer, right, Pat?
Oh, thank you very much, Ezra Levy. I'll keep it in mind.
Well,
Thanks, Pat.
But I just want you to know, the kid that was arrested also had reckless driving on the Verrazano Bridge. And what would somebody do, Sawyer, if they had a reckless driving ticket?
They would call up Attorney's Office of James Meadows, highly ranked traffic lawyer, former criminal lawyer dedicated to all moving violations throughout New York State. James handles all point-related violations in New York City, Long Island, and upstate New York. Speeding, red lights, cell phone stop sign, failure to yield, and improper turn are traffic offenses with stiff penalties, including huge fines, points, increased insurance rates, suspensions of your driver's license, and even being arrested. The law office of James Meadow is your best chance of beating your traffic ticket. You can reach James' personal cell phone at 917-856-1247. That's 917-856-1247. You can also reach him at 845-842-5387. That's 845-842-5387. Or my favorite number, 845-TICKETS.
Did you guys like the way I led into from the story?
doing
Wow,
very
you
good.
are smooth.
So let me tell you how I learned
Shameless.
this. No, so
Shameless. Did you see that show?
Wait, 1 minute. You should be the last one
Shameless.
talking.
Oh, I thought you said
1 minute.
shameless.
I was on Pat's show. I'm sitting there. We're talking. We're having a good time. All of a sudden, Pat takes out a pack of cigarettes, ready to smoke one. He says, "If you want to smoke a cigarette," and then he starts waving this pack like he wants to smoke a cigarette. Really, it was a big ad. And Pat, I learned it from you, man.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm the king of show business when it comes to ads. We know that.
But that was great. The way you did it, I was so proud of you. And then he actually gave me a cigarette on the show. I love your show. I want to be able to smoke on my show, but these two crazies don't let me smoke, Pat. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's not.
Pat, you know
Thank you.
that. I want to tell you, Pat, you and I know that New York City is so great, that crime is down. Everybody's doing such a good job. I mean, or am I just crazy and on drugs?
Yes.
I would think you hadn't left the house recently or looked at any newspapers or anything. I've never seen such a rash of bizarrely violent crimes. Hammers to the head for old ladies, feces rubbed into a woman's face, as we've seen. I mean, something like that is like new level, next level. I mean, because we've seen this guy had just been convicted, just been arrested for beating people, like just randomly punching people, okay? And then if you keep letting them out, they escalate, and that's exactly what happens. And I would see feces in the face as an escalation. All the time, women are being followed into their apartments. They're being sexually assaulted. They're being stabbed to death 40 times down in Chinatown. Another woman beaten. It's absolute. It's brutality, is what it is.
Well,
And it's because it's all due to our great mayor and our great DA and the AG rather, or DA and Alvin Bragg, of course, and not to mention a lot of that groundwork was laid by the great Mayor de Blasio.
Right. Do you know that there were 7 Asian women assaulted in a day or two period? And my question is, where's the cops? Where are what
They
are the
can't. What are they doing? Who are they arresting?
No, they're busy.
If they manage to arrest somebody, they're let go 5 seconds later. So they're busy chasing people that were
See, but
re-released.
that's what we know, but-
There are no repercussions for any crimes that you commit.
No, you didn't hear what Pat said. Crime is up. We're not paying attention.
Of course crime is going up.
Because the police are not doing their job.
No, even if they arrest him for 5 minutes, even if one of the cops says, "You know what, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna arrest him," they're gonna release him.
Yeah, but if they get arrested 2 or 3 times, Ezra, they don't get bail,
But you
right?
No,
should-
wait a second. Look, again, the way the bail reform has been written is we look at the current charges. If the current charge is not eligible for bail, then the judge will not look at
So
your
you're,
rap sheet.
you're telling
The
me I
judge
could,
will-
one minute, you're
there's
telling me I
some
could do
crimes-
30 petty crimes?
Yes,
that-
and you'll get out 30 times.
No,
And depending on what that last one is all. And there's no judicial discretion in it, and we saw that when there was a Jewish woman who was repeat slapped, and the woman be arrested, and again. This happened immediately after they changed these laws.
Exactly. So,
Wow.
as Pat,
And you want to know something else? These people that are getting arrested 30 times and they're in the courts all the time, they know all the lawyers.
that doesn't matter. That
They
doesn't matter.
know. They already know
Look,
the system.
I mean, I'll tell you something. I was a public defender for 18 and a half years. I'm not. It was very common to have a client with 2 or 3, arrests at the same time. But usually he's in by that time, and you're thanking the judge because you can't start getting much higher. It's impossible these days. But the thing is, it's also the judge's hands are tied, and then you have a bigger problem when you have a DA like Bragg, who is bragging about reducing charges. So cases where his prosecutors would have a right to ask for substantial bail, he's saying, I'm not prosecuting first degree robberies as robberies in first degree. I'm going to prosecute them as petty larceny and robbery in third degree, and therefore we can't ask for bail.
well,
And also, and may I add to that, that they're also not asking for any prison time, no jail
Right.
time, no
Oh.
carceral penalties at all,
no,
unless you
no
murder somebody.
restitution either.
On the back end.
No restitution either,
Restitution
probably.
doesn't really mean anything. I mean,
I'm sorry.
No,
if you do something
resti-
wrong and you hurt somebody, you should have to pay
okay.
restitution.
Try to get restitution from somebody who doesn't have the money.
Doesn't
I mean,
matter. It doesn't matter.
I mean, try collect money from. I'm
It
serious.
doesn't matter. So at least, the very least, they should get a judgment.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's really gonna teach him.
Now, I want
I'm sorry. That's really gonna teach him. Did I get?
I'm not talking about just restitution. I'm talking about if somebody goes and commits a crime
They should
and
go-
you manage to release them, and it's the first offense ever, and you release them, and they're back not too long after for literally the same thing or even something worse. I'm sorry, you need to look at the whole
Okay,
picture.
You're
and
right.
not
That's
not release them.
Sawyer,
That's a
but
problem.
we
You're
got
right.
it.
How do we get to 30 times
So
being
Prob-
released?
The problem is, again, the bail reform was a good idea in theory. The problem is the legislature went too far in determining which charges are going to be automatically released, and there was no rhyme or reason to what they picked. So what could be defined as violent acts aren't violent crimes. For example, an assault in the third degree. The word assault sounds like a violent word, right?
Yeah.
But it's not a violent crime because it's a misdemeanor. Attempted assault in the second degree illegally is not a violent crime. A robbery in the third degree is not a violent crime. So again, there are crimes that sound violent, but the way it's defined by the by the statute is not a violent crime.
Well, you're upsetting me, and I'm going to talk about a better subject. I have the best subject, and this is my friend Pat Dixon's favorite subject because I always see him making fun of this guy, and I'm so proud of you. Cuomo, here you go. Are you ready for my question to you, Pat?
Oh,
And to
please,
all of
fire
you.
away.
Cuomo targets AG Letitia James in a new ad. Cuomo has made an ad claiming innocence. Are you listening to this? I mean, this idiot, former Governor Andrew Cuomo, has sent a strong message to New Yorkers that he's innocent. And in a 30-second ad, Cuomo targets, of course, Attorney General James as a report on sexual assault allegations against Cuomo. The allegations, of course, led to his resignation in August. There is also a contemplation of media coverage suggesting his innocence. He has media coverage showing that he's innocent. Now, Cuomo's team points to the several DAs declining to prosecute him, including Westchester, Manhattan, Nassau counties. So this is our fault. And despite rumors, now listen to this, Pat, this is where you take over. Everybody says that he wants to come back. This is his comeback. He's actually going to come back. Please, Pat, give me some insight quickly.
I will. I'll say, you know what? He has not gone away nearly long enough for me yet, for him to be thinking about a comeback. But he's
Still
talk about a
having
savvy
digestion,
guy.
huh?
Yeah, talk about a savvy guy. I mean, he knows that public opinion is like so important, and he also knows that in the court he's guilty. He knows by the law he's guilty. He's guilty by every objective measure and by every reasonable measure. So you have to, go on the offense and do what you have to do to win over people and then see if you can, secure some kind of political future for yourself. I mean, he is really in deep. He's connected to CNN, the producers there, them giving him favorable coverage, his brother being at CNN. Give me a break.
Well, his brother's
this
gone.
is a guy.
His brother's
Yeah,
gone, and the powers that be at CNN have changed. But I mean,
Right, but think about that. I mean, think about that. Everybody's gone. I mean, there was something wrong done, clearly.
Correct. With that-
And, so, I mean, like, if I don't see Chris, mounting some kind of campaign here to get back in the good graces of America or anything
No.
like that. On the whole, just to sum it up, Cuomo is just one of those very pathetic people with an ego void the size of Montana, and the sooner we get rid of him, the better altogether.
So the question to you is, do you think he's going to come back or not?
That's one of those questions.
You fumbled.
Heshy,
That's not good. I want to
No.
know.
I want
wanted
to explain.
know.
I wish I could tell you, but it's one of those things. I'm of two minds. My hopeful mind and my cynical mind. My hopeful mind says he's never going to come back. My cynical mind says people seem to get stupider every day in some areas. So,
You see, that's the
Pat,
problem.
I'm a born cynic, so let's go with that cynical mind. How quick does he come back? Because it's Letitia James has already gotten the Democratic Party nomination to run for re-election. He's not going to run against Hochul because he just resigned from that position. So who's
Yeah.
what's he? Which
Why?
position
Why?
is he
Why
targeting?
can't he run again?
Because he's not going. Because it's too fresh in people's
Too
minds.
fresh.
So which
Yeah, the
position?
taste is everybody is in everybody's mouth still, and
Yeah.
so he's going to have to wait a while.
So
You know, I
what-
mean, what position?
Well,
You know what?
We're looking at
President, probably president.
Oh God! Oh Pat, hang up the phone on Pat. Pat, you're
Well,
dead.
wait, so he's not wrong. You know, we do have a president who's been accused of sexual harassment over and over again in the White House right now.
I did not have sex with that woman,
No,
or that woman, or
So-
that woman.
But Joe Biden's no better. Joe Biden has been accused of rape and the media has been just wiped it away.
They wiped everything away.
You know,
his
so
his
it's not-
son, everything, his whole family.
It's not unheard of for politicians who are sex offenders to run for president.
Wow.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton was a very successful one.
A well-known one.
He'll probably have Anthony Weiner as his vice president.
I'll leave that alone.
His wife was working for Hillary.
Yeah.
You know,
They keep it all in the family.
You know, Anthony Weiner has a radio show
Yeah,
with,
he's on with
Curtis
Sliwa.
With Curtis Sliwa. Why would Curtis go on a radio
It's not
show with
Sliwa's
Anthony?
choice.
Really?
It's not.
I would love to go on the radio with Anthony Weiner. What a
Me too. And
Wouldn't that be a
the-
fun
That
conversation?
would be the best conversation. I would love to eat him up alive. I don't understand this craziness that's going. Now, here's the thing. So while we're on the subject, and we're going to end that soon, I'm hoping, and I know Hochul's going to lose. Who do you think on the Republican side? And I know, don't give me that he's too young. What do you think again? Republican. Who are we going to choose to lead it? Will it be whatever his boy over here?
Nobody actually. Look, I mean, Zeldin got the nomination for the party yesterday.
What do you mean nomination?
The Republican convention, state convention, was was Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. I'm sorry. Yesterday, Lee Zeldin got the nomination. Right now, Astorino and Giuliani and Wilson and Gibson are all trying to get signatures.
What does that mean? So I don't understand. That
So
means
Zeldin's going to be on the ballot in the Republican primary
without signatures.
Without signatures.
That's not fair.
That's how the primary. That's how the convention system works.
But
in New
that's
York.
not fair.
It's
All
the
of
same
us
way
have
that it's the same way that Hochul's on the system. Hochul's already on the ballot. She doesn't have to get
Without
signatures.
getting the signatures.
That's how it works in New
Without
York.
doing the work.
If you get the party bosses to put you on, you're automatically on the ballot for the primary.
Pat, I understand. The rest of us to run for the same office, we can't. We must get signatures.
Welcome
but
to New York.
The party bosses could.
Welcome to New York.
Bureaucracy at its worst.
Oh, yeah. You know, I mean, I was shocked to discover that some of the politics in New York is a little corrupt.
It sounds very undemocratic.
Wow.
What do you think? I mean, I don't know Zeldin. I really don't know much about the candidates. I know Giuliani's got the name recognition, and I know that a lot of people really are, and I haven't seen these people around, but I know they're around, who they're souring on Democrats a lot in New York State.
Right. So I mean, look, Zeldin has the name. Zeldin's been he's been a rather, in the spotlight Republican congressman during the whole impeachment proceedings. Giuliani is running a great campaign because he's leading in many of the polls.
Right.
And Astorino was the Westchester County executive, which is a very blue county, and he's a Republican. He got reelected. He ran twice, but he also lost to Como when he ran for governor. I believe it was 8 years ago.
Right.
So, it's an open field.
I don't know. Zeldin, I don't think has a shot, even though he has that name. But I don't see name recognition there in Zeldin because I really didn't know about him too much.
Well,
Giuliani is not only name recognized, but he's energetic. He's all over the
but
place.
the thing is, people either love his father or hate his father.
Yeah, but this kid.
And isn't that a disgrace? That is a
exactly what it
disgrace.
is. But that's exactly what it is.
It's absolutely horrible.
But Pat, he's running based on his father's name. Let's be honest. If his name was Andrew Smith instead of Andrew Giuliani, as great as his ideas might be and as energetic he might be, he wouldn't be a viable candidate.
Yeah.
True, you take the win and you take the loss when you associate yourself with the name. But Giuliani's name should be golden all throughout. I mean, like he saved more black and brown lives than any mayor before or since.
And by the way, there's another,
You're right, but the thing is, he also represented Donald Trump during the impeachment process.
which is right. He's
Which
allowed.
He's allowed to, but
and
the
he
thing
did a good job.
But the thing is, based on that, people hate him.
Oh.
Okay, that's really what it is.
Well, I thought they hated him already when he was back when he was helping Trump while he was in the White House.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Anyway, Sawyer, I want to ask you a question, Sawyer.
Is it going to lead into the next commercial?
Yes, it will. So don't even ask it. Just go to the next commercial then. Who is on the next commercial?
We have.
Cigarettes.
It's something about green.
I know. No, green is the last one. If you forgot,
Oh, okay.
Heshy, you taking me to Florida?
I'm taking you to
You
Florida.
got me tickets?
If I take you alone,
Who did
Linda
you
will
get
kill
tickets
me.
from?
Traveler's Choice.
Traveler's Choice for all your local and international travel, car rental, hotel, everything from A to Z. You can reach Traveler's Choice at 212-868-8698. That's 212-868-8698. Traveler's Choice is your only choice for travel.
The only person I would take to Florida with me is Pat, because you would be a pain in the neck and cause me issues and never should have. Pat, we're not taking Sawyer. You and me, we're going to go hang out on the beach. We're going to
You're
smoke
leaving
cigars.
Ezra behind?
He told me last week you're taking me.
Ezra can't come. He has 9 kids. He can't get away. I asked Ezra to go to the concert. No, I can't leave my house for an hour like a little girl.
What? I told you 3 hours. I had my little girl's birthday. What can I tell you?
Pat,
If we go to Florida together, Heshy, I'm probably not coming back. I'm just saying it now.
I want you to know if I'm going to Florida now, I'm not coming back either. I really want to go, but maybe I will come back. But Pat,
Heshy, which attorney, quickly, before you ask
no,
the next
I don't want to ask the next question. No, sorry, don't blame me. I want to talk to Pat. Pat,
Are you
Mary,
listening to this?
I want to tell you something bad that's happening right now, and you guys are going to be shocked. And Pat, you know about this serious. Mayor Eric Adams is filling in the blanks left by de Blasio race-based vaccine push, which means de Blasio targeted a lot of immigrant minority places, and there's a lot of money left to go attack the Jews and the Asians just to give them, explain that to me. And here's the city, Mayor Adams is taking over policy from the loser de Blasio.
Of course he is. He's cut from the same cloth, elected by the same people, and financed by the same people, too, I might add. So he doesn't disagree with any. He tries to come off law and order. He agrees 100% with Alvin Bragg on the crime thing, and he agrees 100% with de Blasio on this stuff. When they say go and, when you say attack, they're encouraging it, right? That's the word that they use, encourage vaccine. But, to them, I say no. You can't say that now. Once you've tried to force vaccination everywhere and wherever possible, you've made people get this shot, threatening their livelihoods and their income in spite of any religious or medical or personal exemptions. You can't talk about encouragement now. I'll use the words of our ex-mayor. The time for that has passed. So forget the kind thing, they're accepting bids from different, I guess, religious groups or, people that they want to speak to the community in a certain way. And, they're going to pay them to do that. I think that the whole thing goes back to how they targeted the black community, and I say targeted in a nice way. The Task Force on Racial Inclusion and Equity, which they've been criticized for, using their guideline or their recommendation in order to go and, appeal directly to the black community and these neighborhoods for racial inclusion and equity. I don't understand why we have a task force on racial inclusion and equity to begin with.
Foolish.
That kind of thing, it reeks of, not only government waste, but just wrong think and racist thinking that's built right into the whole thing. So, and I know that if they're conservative areas, which they are in Brooklyn, like South Brooklyn and in Staten Island, they don't want the shot. That you're not going to be able to talk them into it with your by building confidence, conning them.
Right.
So what? It's just a boondoggle.
Right, and I've been going to more weddings, and I've been going to events, and nobody's wearing masks. Even most of the politicians, when they're standing in our community, only when they go to City Hall or they're taking pictures, we catch them once in a blue moon. But nobody's wearing masks. And why isn't this mandate over?
It might be because
It's March 7th.
Tomorrow, well, I believe tomorrow the New York State mandates are over, and then on Friday, Eric Adams is going to make his own announcement. He doesn't want to take marching orders from Albany. The thing is, it matters how well the Brooklyn Nets are doing because he really wants Kyrie Irving. So we'll see what happens.
It's just the worst. I live in Manhattan here, and I look around, and there's so many people, and the masks are coming off, but you see people walking around outdoors with masks on still. They're so acclimated to it. They've accepted this as a new normal, and if you just said everybody in New York City has to wear a mask 100% of the time, a majority of people here would actually vote for it. You think of New York City as being very cosmopolitan and intelligent and everything and open-minded, but I've never seen so many people so stupid and so ignorant on following any kind of scientific recommendations.
We have a bunch of lemmings. We became a bunch of lemmings. If you tell us what to do, we'll do it.
I just want you to know you have 1 million kids that are going to school in New York City. That means they live in homes with parents who are adults over the age of 20 or 30 or 40. Now, at home, the parents don't wear the mask, so if they have COVID, they give it to the kid. The kid, of course, is bringing and spreading it into the world. Now they took away the mask mandates from the schools, which I'm so happy about. The point is this COVID, right here alone, you see it's over. It's fake, and we're still not getting it through our heads. I see nice people walking down the streets with their little doggies and masks, and it disgusts me. And I just can't get it out of my head that we're still playing the game. We're still... they still didn't finish the what's it called again when they follow you, that task force, what's it called again?
The tracing.
The tracing. They're going to
contact tracing.
They're going to end it next month. Why haven't they ended it already?
Because people need jobs.
Yeah,
it is the most. It has to be it because there's no purpose for that at all. Look at. Everybody's talking to everybody all the time. You're going to contact trace a situation where the vast majority of people have had this thing already. Remember when they said too the vaccine rates once they hit 75%, and once they hit, he threw out a bunch of numbers depending on what he thought everybody would tolerate. Talking about Fauci, but when they're talking about these communities that they're about to go target now, the Jewish communities and the conservative white communities, right. They're saying there are still 30% who aren't vaccinated, still 25% of adults. The act is that they're saying it in reverse now. Right, exactly. How it's outlandish. It's just and the fact of it is, vaccinated, not vaccinated, you still spread it. The viral load is the same. We all know this. But it doesn't affect policy for some reason, and that is disturbing.
Well, see, and I tell you
how
I've
been saying this from the beginning. It's a power grab,
right?
And they want to keep it.
We're so busy with stupidity that even the new chancellor, the new chancellor is there for like 2 months. Banks, he says 120,000 kids left voluntarily from the public schools. That's how low the public school system is, and he admits it. He says that they were leaving already before the pandemic, and he saw that those supervisors were crooked and doing not a good job. So we know that the public school education, why don't we fix that? Why aren't we being committed to putting in the teachers longer hours, to giving Saturday schooling for the kids that want teaching? Some of these kids can't read or write.
Because of the UFT. And it's the same reason why
can't we just disband the UFT? Why can't we stop them?
Because the UFT is the biggest contributor, is the biggest union contributor to the Democratic Party in the state.
And we can't just shut them down.
Well, not if they want. You know what? You could try, but tell that you live in a blue state with a total blue government.
So if I was mayor, can I just tell the UFT to jump in the lake and fire all the teachers?
Because you would not be getting fined. You wouldn't be losing any money by it. You see, they're a big money force behind all these people, so they're going to play nice and do what they're told. But in New York City, it's even worse than people not being able to read and write. They want it that way everywhere. The elite high schools, they want to have no sort of an exam to get in, even though right now it's colorblind. It's completely their name's not on it. They're just by number, and they want to make this adjustment. It's kind of funny how people get up in arms. We have room to get up in arms when Asian people get attacked, but these people are trying to get Asians out of the schools and replaced. And so they have to. And then look, we're going to wind up with no elite high schools. Education is going to suffer, and it's going to all be just like PS whatever. Deep in the Bronx or wherever. And the thing is, kids deserve different. Everywhere. They really do. But that's, just because one school is better than another is no reason to make all of them terrible.
Right. And, you know, even like the Jewish schools didn't put up and listen. We were open, no masks. And they, you know, they bitch about our education, but our education is better. And even the Archdiocese has now stopped mask mandates in all their schools across the board. That's the difference between us because we care about our kids. The public school system is just about a money machine. Do you know that the public school system gets $38 billion a year budget? Not 38 million, Pat. 38 billion? Did you hear that number?
No, I didn't know it was that much.
Yeah.
But, you know, for what we're getting and what the kids are getting, it's definitely a ripoff. When you consider the mask does so much to damage the kid getting an education.
That's true.
They're not able to learn facial expressions and become properly socialized. They can't learn as well because they can't hear as well. They're not going to be able to breathe as well, so they're going to be sleepier. They're going to be lethargic. And all of that isn't about money exclusively. That is more about the power grab that you were referencing, and they actually want to dumb down this generation. That's why they keep picking on the kids, even though the schools are the safest place anyone could be for COVID.
Well, all I could tell you is that I'm happy this is coming to an end. I'm happy that we're at spring and summer where people are not getting sick. And then for sure, with this, again, the election season, so I know for sure that COVID is, it's called the endemic. They came up with a new word. You heard that? The endemic? I mean, I don't know. It's
That just means everybody is going to get it. And,
it's like the flu. It's become like the flu.
But that's what I heard a guy this morning on CNBC. When I was watching the stock market in the morning, you know, they have these early morning shows, and a doctor came on. He said, "Listen, it's going to be just like the flu. That's like we're going to handle the flu and pneumonia. Till now, that's what COVID is. So I understand why didn't you do that till now? It could.
well, yeah. I'm not taking their word for it until it's called the overdemic.
That
Very
is
well said.
very good.
Very well
good.
said.
Can I tell you something funny, interesting? You know, I go buy, Linda, not me. Linda goes to buy a lottery ticket every week. I mean, you're talking then at Saturday night on date night, she makes me stop at the local gas station. So she goes to check her tickets. I figured she has 1 ticket, 2 tickets. This girl has 20 tickets, and you have to see how she sticks it in the machine and it doesn't work. I said, Linda, you're making me, embarrassing me with all your tickets. Oh, I'm going to win. The most she ever won was $7, I swear. So,
That she told you about.
that she told me about, which I know that. There's a man, he won a $10 million lottery in 2019 from Long Island, okay? His name is Juan Hernandez. He just won again $10 million lottery. Well, how lucky can somebody be?
Some people are luckier than others.
Wait a minute.
He bought a lot of lottery
Wait a
tickets
minute.
with the first winning.
It's called the Cash Spectacular Scratch-Off ticket. And he says, I couldn't spend the money yet from the first time because he took pieces. So now he just took a lump sum, $6.5 million. And, I mean, he couldn't spend the money.
Because you couldn't spend any money. Very great.
Pat, can we find a winning ticket, you and me, so we could actually go to Florida? Not me. I'm not going to Florida. I'm running for election. I hope you wish me well, Pat, and we're going to try to win this one. I hope so.
Of course, I wish you well, Heshy. You know, everybody who knows you and gets to listen to your show has won the lottery twice, you know, as far as I'm concerned. And I wish you the best. Have a great time in Florida. And
I'm not going to Florida. Now I hate Pat. I'm dragging you down with me, Pat. Okay, we're going to be drinking pina
Good night,
coladas.
Pat.
Good night, Pat. You are wonderful. Thank you for so
night.
great. And hello, I'm buying those cigarettes now that you advertised.
Heshy, thank you very much, man.
Thank you,
Anytime.
Pat.
Have a good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
What a great guy.
night, everybody.
Wait, not yet. Let me, first of all, you didn't say Green Line.
Green line.
She didn't say Green Line. She
Green
just wanted to say
Line.
Green. Anyways, but our closing commercial for the show is Green Line Building Solutions. That's my company, 718-871-0382. For all your building needs. Even Friday, I didn't get home till 4:15. I was helping people with 2 inspections, and we passed them. And I fight those bureaucrats at the building department. 718-871-0382, located at 202 Forster Avenue. Call me, 718-871-0382. Ask me anything. We'll do anything. We'll help you anytime. Good night, everybody. Good night, Sawyer Ezra. I love you. You're
Good night,
wonderful.
guys.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening to the show.